Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make a headband that will help with the um, earpieces of a mask. So today I'm doing a fancy hairband because I want to look cute. So I'm going to put this on my head first and kind of measure out where my ears are. So here it feels that the elastic piece ends right behind my ear. So I'm just going to pop those buttons right on here. And I got this from the Dollar Tree, so it was super cheap. And I also got the buttons from the Dollar Tree, which are also super cheap. I'm going to do the big buttons because the big buttons seem to do better as far as holding the mask onto my face. So just get 2 buttons. And since these are blue buttons, we're going to use blue thread. Okay, and I got my needle here. Now the type of needle I have, I can just press the thread down through. So I'm going to stick it right here. That way I have something to leverage that against. And I'm going to measure out about this much. I recommend using a little bit more thread. That way the button stays on a little better. So I'm just going to pop this. Apparently I'm going to break the thread. Do it again. All right, and that is through the eye. It can be difficult threading a needle sometimes, which is why I have this, and there's other helpful tools out there that can help you thread a needle. Okay, so I've looped it, and then I'm going to tie a knot, or a couple of knots, to make sure that the thread doesn't go through the other side. Okay. So I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to put it through the elastic like this. That way the knots are on the inside. That way people can't really, see that because it's all taboo. And then you loop it through the top right there and put it through the other button. The 2 hole buttons are probably going to be easier for beginners. If you know how to sew a button, then you can use 4 holes or any kind of other fancy method there, however you feel. Okay, and then you just go through a couple of times, make sure it's good and secure. With the other headband that I have, the thread gets pulled through a lot because of the elastic that's on the mask. Sometimes it's hard to find the hole when you're working from the other side, but that is an unfortunate thing about sewing buttons on. If you're sewing a button on a shirt, you'll want to have the shirt inside out. It'll be a little bit easier to work with. Okay, I think that's about enough. So when I'm going to do is I'm going to knot the other side by making a knot with the thread hanging off the other side, which is why I didn't go ahead and cut that off yet. I'm going to do it about 5 times. If you're obsessive compulsive and need to do it a little bit more, that way it's an even number, that's also fine. And just cut that right off. Always save thread just in case there's a small project that needs to be done. All right, so again, you pop it right there, measure off some thread. And none of this has to be exact measurements. And just all right, and that one's through. Sometimes the needle catches a little bit and you have to pull it just a little bit to make sure that your thread is going through the eye. Well, that didn't exactly knot on itself, but it's okay because you can do a couple more knots and it'll eventually just be one big one. Okay. Now the other side. Same thing, just place it right there and through the hole and through the hole, and then just do it a couple times. Do it to where you feel comfortable that the thread is going to be thick enough to hold the mask in place. Okay, I think that's good. And same thing on this side. I'm going to knot it together. I'm trying not to knot it on the side of the button. All right. That all in there. Throw that away. All right. So put this on my head. You'll want to bring it all the way down. That way it gets all your hair. You can see the button is right behind my ear. And I'm going to put a mask on. And I'm tucking it behind the buttons. And now you have a comfortable, cute thing that'll have your ears in one piece by the end of the workday. And there you go.